Well, as I said earlier, as we sit here, me behind this fake desk, this is made of Naugahyde, folks. It's non-flammable. As we sit here at 5:30 p.m., it looks like the whole insane election mess is finally going to come to a close this evening. After Al Gore's speech, unless he's got more tricks up his sleeve. We think he's going to concede tonight. Anyway, a lot's happened in the last 2 days. A lot. And I thought we should talk about the latest election news right now, because no one else is really discussing this on TV, and I think I should. So I think we should talk about the latest election news with our continuing coverage of Decision 2000. Apparently, the second Darren will concede, and the first Darren will accept the presidency. That's how it's going to work. All right, the big news today is, of course, the 5-4 decision handed down by the U.S. Supreme Court. When that decision was issued last night, it was amazing television. Did you see that? It was just really dramatic. Copies of the decision were run outside to waiting reporters who had to quickly pore over the decision on live TV, and it was a complicated decision, and try and decipher what the Supreme Court had said for the rest of America. Actually, I gotta say, I'm not sure if NBC really had the best man doing this for the job. I hate to sort of rat out my own network and threaten my job, but take a look at the guy they came up with.
It's just out. It's the decision that they wanted, everyone wanted it, Supreme Court of the United States and Bush and Gore. And their decision says they've said, quote, on page 12, quote, have not been ... regularly given, end quote. Big surprise. But their decision says
He's still running. He's on a highway, just now running. It's sad. It's Brokaw's nephew. His name's Benny Brokaw. Now, the Supreme Court took longer than expected to make its ruling yesterday, but this is probably because they were also voting on several other very important issues that were time-consuming. For example, in a 5-4 decision, 5 justices voted in favor of ordering Taco Bell, while 4 justices picked Wendy's for dinner. Then in a 7-2 split, 7 justices voted to play Jenga versus 2 votes for Scattergories. All 9 justices then voted unanimously that the best Metallica album is Master of Puppets. Finally, I go with them on that. Finally, 5 justices voted for renting Nutty Professor to the Clumps. 3 wanted to rent She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr. And Chief Justice Rehnquist stubbornly held out for Booty Call. So, what are you going to do? People love, see? We just love saying booty call here. Of course, television cameras are never allowed inside the Supreme Court. They don't allow cameras in there. Actually, they did allow cameras in the Supreme Court a long, long time ago, early in this century, but things didn't go that well. It didn't really work out. They decided never to do it again. Look at this very early Supreme Court footage from, I think, 1912. Examine. I actually have that hat. That's a great hat. If it's raining. Now, of course, folks, this decision is barely 24 hours old. Already, NBC, did you know this? NBC has a made-for-TV movie in the works already about the whole thing. Swear to God. In fact, they've already done a lot of the casting. I thought I'd share their casting choices with you. For example, the role of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia is going to be played by Paul Sorvino. He's going to play that role. This is true. I think he's a good man for the job. NBC's Tim Russert will be played by Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid is going to play that part. Lawyer David Boies, the Gore lawyer, will be portrayed by Helen Hunt, is going to do it. Yeah. Seriously, yeah. Boies is mad. Chief Justice William Rehnquist will be played by Ed McMahon, who promises to be sober for that. Justice Clarence Thomas is going to be played by Bootsy Collins, which we're excited about. Yeah. He has a bass solo during his decision, you'll see. Jeb Bush, this is exciting. Jeb Bush will be played by Jethro. It's going to be good. Justice Sandra Day O'Connor will be played by Dame Edna. I'm excited about that. The part of Natalie Cole will be played by Natalie Cole, as only she can do it. Very subtle. It was on 2 nights ago. Look in your TV guide, you'll laugh then. Justices Souter, I'm having fun, I don't care. Justices Souter and Breyer will be played by, this is a good choice, Siegfried and Roy are doing it. And finally, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg will be played by the Crypt Keeper. It's all been worked out. I think it's going to be a good movie. It's a good movie. Now, folks, if you've watched NBC's coverage of the Supreme Court decision last night, you probably noticed that it was a little strange. What I'm about to show you, we make a lot of things up here. We did not make this up. I was actually watching last night. I think it was close to 11 o'clock at night. And at one point, I don't know if anybody else saw this, but the background video behind Tom Brokaw went completely haywire. We're not making this up. Take a look at what happened.
The U.S. Supreme Court ruling tonight that the Florida State Supreme Court was wrong when it restarted the recount. It has come to an end in Florida. The 25 electoral votes will go to George W. Bush, the governor of Texas. So
that really happened. We didn't make that up. And then I guess a little later on, they tried to capitalize on their mistake, kind of make it work for them. I don't think they should have done that. Take a look.
What is bound to come out of all of this, obviously, and the court is simply steering the country in that direction.
This was not a good idea. Not a good idea. You know whose idea that was? Benny Brokaw. Finally, I'd like to just take a moment to say, let's face it, over the past 5 weeks, our country has been totally immersed in this election crisis. There's been no escape from it, especially on television. I mean, witness the last 5 minutes of our show. It's all anybody's talking about. I thought it'd be really nice if one show gave everybody a break from the election for just like 20 seconds. Give the people what they really want to see. So I'm going to do that right now. Folks, please enjoy this footage we have of a baby attempting to lift up 2 6-packs of Bud. I love our country. We just unified everybody with that. All right, folks, we're going to take a little break right now. We've got a big, big show tonight. When we come back from the West Wing, Bradley Whitford's here, Sarah Silverman's here.